Let's just talk to Gaptooth before they just openly attack us. A rough-looking woman stands in the gap made by a broken wall, turning to address you as you approach. So the censor didn't trust 4 groups to get what she wanted and sent another one. She shakes her head. More groups. Talk about excessive use of force. She throws her hand in the air. For Kairos' sake, it's still just a library. It's not going to get up and walk away. We have time to get the archive. I even know where a piece of the passcode is. These dialogue options I can choose seem odd to me. I can say nothing you said makes sense. 4 groups, what do you mean? Or tell me about this archive. It's weird how they're like, talk to me before you go any further, there's gonna be trouble. But she's not making demands, and she's not giving me information, and not telling me the things she wants to be told for me to proceed. Like, the two pieces of dialogue don't mesh with each other as far as I can tell. The concept of like, you better talk to her or there's gonna be trouble, but then like, there's no demands being made upon me, and then all my dialogue options seem to infer that I have no idea what's going on. But I've been told over and over again what's going on. So like, I already know that groups were sent in here. I know about the game. I know about the archive, so on and so forth. So I just got to click on something to proceed. So nothing you just said makes any sense. Gaptooth sighs. Yet another group led by one of the tier's most brilliant minds. How is this everlasting burn? Do I always get saddled with the geniuses? Do you honestly not know who I am? Should I care? She folds her arms. I just want to survive long enough to find the archive and get out of here. Death is not high on my list of desirable activities. My current problem is Numbly is grouped down below. They're guarding one of the passcode pieces, and they can be particularly stab happy. I don't want to cross paths with a molten pit nearby, so I'm trying to decide what to do. Well, we're just gonna pass through. Oh, wait, actually, maybe I can learn about the 4 groups. If I say 4 groups, what do you mean? You know, groups that to complete in the censor's little game. To the death and all that. She squints at you. Do you really not know, or are you just playing stupid? Either way, I'm not in the mood of babysitting idiots. Well, we're gonna pass through. Ha, as if. We plan on being the victors here. You may not be our biggest concern right now, but we'll have to cross blades at some point, and I don't have a reason why that can't be sooner rather than later. There we go. That's the real reason this conversation's happening. Kinda wish that we could've just gone straight to that. Let's see. You could always try to get the drop on Numbly. Does he even know you're here? Gaptooth purses her lips, a contemplative look on her face. True, I'm sure they don't know we're right behind them. Not a bad idea at all. Sneak up on them and... She draws a finger across her throat. Out of the contest. What? We're not gonna let you through. We're gonna kill you dead. But what if you sneak up on those guys? That's a good idea. Bye. What? The writing got weird recently in this game, didn't it? Like, I feel like we got through... I don't know, like the entire prologue I think was fine. And then all of... Let's see. Yeah, the prologue was more or less fine. Most of Lethian's Crossing and the Old Walls, everything about that was generally okay, but then right at the end of the Old Walls, I had a weird lack of options in the dialogue. That seemed to be a problem. And now it seems that like the writing's just getting weirder and weirder as I press forward in a way that I'm not sure what's going on. Oh. Oh. I thought that was higher up, but it's straight across. Whoops. I think I read this layer as being on top of this layer. Like this wall sticks up and then this is on it. It is all two-dimensional trying to pretend to be 3D, so it's a little iffy, but I thought this was on top of that, so I thought this was the next floor up. But instead it's just a bridge that I could use to skip them if I didn't want. Why would I do that? There's almost no reason I'd actually have to do this, I guess, besides to avoid a fight, but they said that they were going to fight me if I tried to go past them, so it seems like this would still cause a fight. So I don't know what that was going to do. Yeah. Below you is a sweeping view of some of the shelves of the main library, a few of them against any...
Home is broken, school shattered, but many of the preservation magics are still intact. Our handiwork endures.
A few of them, against any reason, remain intact, their scrolls somehow resisting the intense heat. Okay. We made a decent chunk of progress, but how do I proceed now is the question. Because there's a lot of, you know, chasms in our way. Oh, an item. Another sigil, perhaps? No. Scroll and burnt missive. The contents of this missive are obscured by the page's burnt edges, but you can tell that Graven Ash was the intended recipient. The sender makes a plea for assistance as she doesn't believe her garrison in the Blade Grave has sufficient troops to hold their location. Okay, did that update the story at all? No, that's not any sort of evidence against Graven Ash. That's just a very general update about the it's just a very basic update about the situation. Scriptorium. Oh, I can use that as a staircase. Let's see, the Scriptorium. That's just a label of the general chunk of map, I think. I don't think that's important. So I think this is the only way to continue? What is this? Oh. It's a rope. So you can climb down this rope and then it's fastened in these two spots to hold it up. Okay. I gotcha. There was definitely a moment of, what am I looking at right now? So we must be able to come back up, too, because there was a whole other side of the floor across the chasm that we have not had the ability to access yet. Hello. That's a long rope, apparently. And apparently everyone in this party was perfectly capable of taking that trip. Ha. I take it the entire group just went down here and died. And now it's just Numbly and 2 other people. It appears that everyone we sent down here died. So that more or less worked as intended, I suppose. Oh. Hello. Wisp. Not what I was expecting in this situation. A large, blood-spattered man glares at you in the midst of a pile of dead bodies. Gaptooth and her crew said someone sent them down to deal with us. He spits a glob of blood and phlegm at the stone floor. I assume that's you? I don't know what you're talking about. Can't even up to it. You can, you coward. You come strolling down here moments after we're jumped. A little too coincidental for me. He points at you, rallying his remaining crew. Kill. Well, there's 4 teams and now 2 will be dead. So, that's progress, I suppose. A progress of sorts. Yes. Alright, so. You give yourself that buff. You can give him that buff. You can actually... Oh yeah, you could, you give him a fire buff, too. Can those stack? That's fun. And you can go for... Let's start with the AoE taunt. There we go. And then follow up with the aggro target attack. And are the buffs applied as intended? Let's see. Can I just right-click on him? There we go. Polish Arms. And Edict of Fire. Bonus to magic, bonus to control fire, empowered Bane. This makes me do strike twice with basic attacks for 15 seconds. This is Polish Arms. Did she? Oh, she hasn't cast the fire one yet. Okay. I was confused why this was the only one here, but that's fire damage right there. He should be really dangerous for a bit now, actually. So let's see how this goes. Yep, he's already badly injured. As you would hope. Let's start stacking a bleed on somebody else, since he's going to be down before long, I believe. And Siren's taking damage. I'll go for a Spectral Blur on Siren. She's going to go for a heal on herself to try to make up for how bad this is going for her. So she'll try to heal herself. He'll do Spectral touch to make her harder to hit, and then follow up with a heal after that. Yep, that's bad. Yeah, she became a heavy focus for the enemies, didn't she? Let's cast the ranged heal on her next. That should help. She now has Spectral Blur. How effective is Spectral Blur again? Yeah, a decent chunk of deflection, actually. Alright, so you gotta deal with this guy because he's the one that's right on you. Don't think I have much reason for dealing with Storm right now. I think Siren can mostly take care of herself at this point. We could do the AoE taunt on Siren. That would sort of deflect the current target a bit. Maybe that is the right call. Even if it leads to disengagement defense happening. Sure. You already healed yourself. Did I cast Fireball instead of Ignite Brand? Did I mess that up? I think I did. He doesn't have Ignite Brand. They don't have Ignite Brand on them right now. That's fine. Let's just do some damage instead. Cast a little lightning. You're not healing her right now? You still need to be healing her. Alright, I have to unpause for the skilled update, right? Let's see if I can do a false pit to get him off of Siren. So here comes the lightning, and the heal, and the false pit. False pit worked, he's on the ground and taunted at this point. So a few things went well there. I think I can go for the Ignite Brand now at this point. Unless I want to try something else. Let's see. Let's go for it. The heal's about to come in. Let's give my party bonus damage. I should have started with that, probably. There we go. This character's getting closer to dying. If I go for thrust, he'll be easier to hit, to help ensure that he goes down sooner. That kind of took care of itself, didn't it? Let's thrust this guy, then. You deal with this guy, too. Well, Iron Tolling's not the one I'm going for, actually. We could, though, actually. It's a co-op taunt. That'll help. Siren's now pretty safe. So that helps. And now that the aggro's been grabbed, I can do Striking Iron again. You can go for the thrust again. Yep, he's done. And now the fight more or less resolves itself. Yep, there it goes. And now 2 of the teams are dead. Scarlet Chorus are really bad at preserving life, aren't they? It's one thing to have reckless tactics, and another thing to have all of your guys go on, like, murder-suicide missions. A river of lava flows freely around an island made of huge cracked pieces of the floor. The destruction seems more widespread down here. Interesting. So the damage is different at different parts of the place. Iron Brand. This hunk of wrought iron is used to sear the counterclockwise twist into the flesh of Scarlet Chorus recruits. Those who cannot endure the searing mark are deemed unfit for even the most menial chore in the chorus, and such unfit recruits become teamsters or corpses, depending on their capacity for manual labor. You can sell this to a merchant for as spare parts. Fashioned in great number by the overworked smiths of the Candle Mountains. Each recruitment brand has its own unique size and style of curl, as well as imperfections and deformities that come from the hurried fabrication process. The lack of a uniform brand creates cliques amongst the Scarlet Chorus. All recruits that share the same brand share memories of being burned and marked for life by the same person. That's a distressing source of camaraderie, but sure. It's more relatable than a lot of the other things that happen to people in this game. That's a lot of dead chorus in one room, and I helped. Oh, I thought that was a tongue. No, it's a spine. It's a spine. Plus 10 control emotions. Blood Chanter's spine. Some arcane practitioners believe that the bones or organs and drained humors of mages possess unique properties. The dissection of mages is a frowned upon practice, if not wholly illegal in Kairos Empire. Control emotions. Is that any... That's not the same thing as the singing stuff, is it? I'll throw it her way regardless. Blood Chanter Staff. More DPS, less... Oh, way worse recovery. So probably not. Fragment of a Blood Chanter's cloak. This scarlet-dyed swatch of fabric is embroidered with swirling sigils of the Blood Chanter's School of Magic. This cloak fragment can be sold to a merchant for spare parts. Back to exploring. What else can we find up here? Moonstone. I like money, so I'll take it. Beyond the gaping hole in the floor, hundreds of scrolls fill the shelves on the far wall. The plaque is so smudged and scratched that you can't read most of it, but it mentions a new binding technique and mastering the magic to preserve the scrolls. So is this the statue of the person who was able to invent this magic that keeps these things good? What happened? Oh, okay, it's not... I was looking for a trap, but it was just this thing. Hey, we had a level up. The Mind Static Torque. Plus 10 control lightning. Nice. Send that to Siren and compare. And we also need to buy a new talent. Well, this seems awful fun. The Araya of Storms, because we're deep down the war tree now. 26 to 31 shock damage. Brief amount of being prone, but then a longer amount of being dazed. 60-degree cone, and it bounces. It has a 5-meter bounce to 2 foes. That's a big lightning thing to probably stack up with our new... Weirdly, its attack skill is performance and not control lightning, so unfortunately that new item's not going to help. But it should help with some of the things she... I mean, it would help with her legitimate lightning spells at the very least. Let's see, let's go... Should I go for spell strength? Probably. Just go a little deeper down that. She's got graze deflection and recovery time with wounds. This is control emotions, which I don't think she does. No, do you have control emotions? I don't think anyone actually uses control emotions in my party right now, do they? No. Yeah, not to be confused with performance or control illusions, there's also a control emotions. A lot going on there. But I may want to do control lightning. Plus 10 control lightning. I think I may go for the slight change in recovery time when you have wounds. For the sake of the lightning sigil. Let's put the control emotions thing away, because no one's going to be using that. As far as I can tell. This seems like it's not necessarily relevant to what we're doing right now. And she gets a temporary level up boost. It'll be gone before the next fight actually starts, but it's endurance defense and will defense. Definitely a good thing to have triggered during a fight, if you're lucky. The First Kings of Stalwart. This document chronicles the early days of the Regent's bloodline in Stalwart. Hidden among the lines of names and titles, you find the story of Queen Portia, who stripped her infant child of any legal claim to the throne to stave off an assassination attempt. The event set a legal precedent that has lasted for centuries. You think someone might find that of interest? Interesting. Glowing book. Distinctive phrases. Repeated multiple times, likely significant. We've got we have an incomplete passcode that is less incomplete than previously happened. Yay. We've already gained another quarter of experience from a main character, so he leveled up right as we were coming in here, and he's already halfway to his next level. Oh, trap. You guys just hang out, we'll take care of that.
You see what I see?
So we've encountered 3 of the groups now, I think. We've missed 1, I believe. So, one of them disappeared after I told him to move on alone. He seems like he might have just died somewhere by now, if we're lucky. Don't know where the last group is. Unless I'm forgetting that time we saw someone. Research magic sigil. These writings describe the process for creating a magic L accent. You should be able to decipher the instructions with access to a spiral library upgrade and proper materials. Ah, so you can't do anything with it? It didn't even go into it. It did automatically was removed from his inventory and put where it wants to be. Just probably here? Yeah. Yep. It's just gonna be waiting until we get the right thing. Welp. The waiting continues. So can we jump this? 51 athletics. And danger immediately on the other side. Oh yeah, convenient. I just remembered that Siren was the wounded one, so it's actually really...
No one will see me.
It's awfully convenient that she was the one that was damaged. I mean, that she's the one that leveled up. Now level 10. Attack me! There we go. Just, I like to have the tank be the first one they notice, just for the sake of, well, everything. Let's just have everyone focus fire the central target here. These guys have no armor, right? Yeah, so we don't need armor penetration buffs. Could go for the weapon brand. Already activated. Okay, well that's already happening. We'll go for Titan's Touch on our ranged DPS. Maybe Spectral Blur. I think it still technically takes melee damage, right? So that kind of stuff still helps. I think. He's pretty much just going to be auto-attacking at this point. Oh, right. The heart attack's still happening. There it is. Now we'll follow up with Concussive. There we go. One less problem. We'll focus fire on this guy now because he's being attacked by... He's attacking one of our characters in close range besides the tank. So he'll get the full force of everyone. I just realized that two different people cast the same spell. Let's not do that. Although it does help... It helps the effect happen normally, but in this case, it's only the damage I'm going for because the effect is prone, and you can't make a ghost go prone. Don't work that way. Concussive. How's their elements working? Bonus damage from frost. Then let's do Rhyme Spike. Should be dead pretty soon here, right? There we go, and the party's staying pretty healthy. How about you? Bonus damage from fire attacks. Okay, she's kind of already done those, but sure. Oh, I never equipped my new one. The Aria of Storms. Oh, we also got... Didn't we get Winter recently? Or was that already here? Thought we had a new one. We'll definitely want to equip Storms. I think I might just not use Shattered Stone, honestly. There's so many variations of skills I can use with this character that the co-op skill seems almost out of place. Oh, she also has 7 of these. Let's try to use it then. That'll be fun. She's really close. Really close to being able to trigger it too. Oh no, fight's gonna end first. Here it comes. Oh yeah, a lightning shockwave comes out, and then you kind of see the orbs of stuff, but it kind of just ended on its own to be too soon. Siren activates our Aria of Storms. Siren sings... Oh yeah, it didn't really happen, did it? Wisp grazes Siren, who is immune to Arcane. Whoops. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't really get to see the effects of Aria of Storms as far as I can tell. I don't think much happened there. Too bad. Next time. You have to build up all of those damn... You have to build up 7 of them, and then be able to continue on and still cast a spell, so it has to be a big fight. Otherwise everyone just dies before then and you don't accomplish anything. Is there a sigil here? There's a scroll. That's almost as good as progress. Not really. Is that all that's here? There's a ladder up there taunting me. But I don't see much else going on here. Well, one less hazard. Got rid of the wisps. Ah. Seems we may be on our way to one of the other teams down there. Turquoise.
Stupid edict road.
Found something.
Place. I used to know my way around. Feel so old.
There's so much dialogue in the background for Lantry in this place. It's kind of fun. Scarlet Notebook. A red spiral is carved upon the wooden cover of this papyrus notebook. The handwriting within it is haphazard and inscrutable, the work of an unpracticed, poorly trained wordcaster. A few entries contain recognizable sentences. The book appears to be the journal of a Scarlet Chorus commander detailing troop movements. Times and locations are noted alongside numbers and pictures of trees, stick figures, and rocks. The author either didn't know the words for lumber, ore, and people, or just felt more comfortable with pictures than words. While much of the journal is inscrutable, the corner of every page has the day's head count for the author's brigade. While some days note dozens of losses, the brigade appears to be recruiting far faster than its members are dying or deserting. That's how they do. It's definitely how that organization works. It kind of seems like you're just the idiot if you don't run away from the Scarlet Chorus. They seem to just sort of let it happen, like, whatever, it's just acceptable losses. I guess we lost more people to desertion today. Oh well. It's probably not the best way to run an army. I get the feeling that whoever you side with, you end up then spending a chunk of the game being more and more convinced that the other side was right. Or more right. Or at least you get really aware of all of the grievances that side had. Because they're pretty valid. We've got a baddie around the corner, a scourge, and a wisp. Just let them slowly creep around before we get ready to head upstairs. This is probably the last detail around here. Map looks fairly complete besides that other area we have to access from a different location entirely. They're making it really easy so far to outlast all the Scarlet Chorus people if they're going to start killing each other so freely. What happened here? You found 2 parchment fragments. That's probably all the update I got. Yeah. It's just an old notification from that. There's a few of you guys.
Trouble.
Alright, let's make a fight. Making a mess now. There we go. So, melee engaged. I clicked on the wrong guy. Click on that guy. Properly punish him for engaging. He's now injured already. There we go. Zooming in fixes the angle a little bit. The interface is kind of overlapping the screen. He's in the front line, so let's try to buff him as best we can. In fact, we can all really do that. We can do Titan Touch, Spectral Blur, and Firebrand on one character and just completely cover him in buffs. Look at all them. Ignite Brand, Spectral Blur, Titan's Touch. Having a good time. Having a good time. He doesn't need to heal yet. Polish arms would lead to even more fire damage added. Are these guys the ones that are resistant or strong against fire? Oh, they're weak against fire. Not a bad idea then. Just to keep it going. You, on the other hand, are going to start, yeah. Buff the party. And you throw a fireball into the middle of the crowd. That should be awful helpful in this context. Yep. Oh man. Things are going to crap for them right now. Okay, Lantry. Use your ranged heal, because he's taking damage now. And as your resistances, you take bonus from Frost. So I will use Rhyme Spike on you. And Hard Shot. There we go. The ice definitely helped. Now this guy's badly injured, so things should go pretty smoothly from here. The tank still has full health. This person can't be damaged by fire, but super weak to frost. I'll do our Aria of Storms because I have access to it. Screw it. Lightning! Lightning everywhere! How did that go? I'm curious. Wow, that's a lot of grazing attacks. Like really grazing attacks, like no effect. Aria of Storms grazes Scourge for 26 shock damage. He gains a wound. There's no one to bounce it to, so it's unfortunately just a shock damage, and that's it. Oh, fight's already over. Heh. We can loot them at least. Topaz, turquoise, bane essence. I probably should double check to see if I looted the last one. I don't actually remember if I did that correctly or not. Is there anything actually down here, or am I just killing Bane for the sake of experience and loot? Because, I mean, I'll do it for that, too. But I don't know if I'm missing something.
Can't do that.
I'm going to double check that location from before just to make sure I looted the bodies. I'm sure I did. Yeah, I don't see any bodies up here to loot. Map looks pretty complete. Time to check out the next floor.